Now that I have finished my tooling, I can dampen my edges on several of these pieces. I'll do first the flap, and I will slick the edges all the way around except the back here, which we will fasten to the back part. So we can go ahead and slick the rest of this. I will also slick the top part only of the front, just the top. The edges and the bottom we'll do later after we have stitched it up. We will also do the same thing to this little area down here where the tie-down hole will be put, and it'll be from where the gusset goes across. This will be a little bit lower, so we will also slick that area. I have applied a clear finish to all my parts. There are many options you could use on the finish. If these are going to be used outdoors, you could just oil them with Neat's Foot Oil or Neat's Foot Oil Compound or any other conditioner, or you could antique them. For this video, I've decided just to use a clear finish. However, I do want to finish some of the edges at this time. Now, this being the front, I will only finish the top. The edges will be finished later. So for now, I'll just apply the brown edge finish to the top, as you see here. For the back part, we will only edge coat the part that's above where the gussets would be attached. We'll do that, of course, on both sides. And also on this tab at the bottom where the tie-down strap will go in. The rest of it we'll do later after we attach the gussets. And we will do the straps and the buckle tabs at this time as well. Now we will attach the buckle to the front part at the bottom, as you can see, and we'll do that, of course, with the tab. We'll first pass the tab through the buckle, bring the tongue out through the slot, and then we'll take the tab on the bottom and pass it through the slot, line it up, and with the post of our rivet, I'm using, by the way, a medium-sized rivet. In this case, you could use medium or large. Bring that up through the hole. Bring the tab down over. Put the cap in place. And with your rivet setter, set the rivet. And our buckle is ready to go. Next, we will attach the billets to the flap. It's just a matter of going through the slot. As you can see, turn it over and line up your hole. Pass the rivet post through the 2 layers of leather. put the cap in place and secure it with the rivet setter. It is now time to prepare for stitching the gussets in place. I would like to show you a method that may be new to you, but it's the way I like to do it. I have first my front part here, and I'll take a wing divider and put a guideline in a little more than 1/8 of an inch from the edge. This is where our gusset will be stitched in place. Next, I will take a stitching punch and start punching, as you can see. Now, it's not necessary to go all the way through this leather, although you can. At this point, we will come back with an awl later after we get our gusset glued in place. At that time, we will complete our holes all the way through both thicknesses. And now we can punch our holes. In this case, we'll be punching from the back to the front. Next, we will begin to create the gusset and fasten it to the front parts first. I'll start first by dampening our gusset thoroughly, and we'll do it both front and back. And after we have dampened it thoroughly, we'll set it aside for a few moments to let the water soak in. While we're waiting for our leather to dry a little bit, I'll take a pen and mark about halfway between one end and the other. This will be our starting point. We'll do the same thing to the back of our front. This will be our starting point for when we glue the gusset in place. Our gusset is beginning to dry, so I'll take my wing dividers and scribe a rather deep line about 3/8 of an inch in from the edge. The reason we're scribing it rather deeply is because we're going to make a fold right at that place. Now I will take my steel square and lay it right on that line, and with the bone folder I will fold this edge up, as you can see. Fold it up against the square, and we'll do this all the way down the length of our gusset on both sides. And this is how our gusset looks after we have turned both edges up. We'll now shape it to fit the front piece. I will now begin to shape it to fit the front. You'll notice here at the corner now, what I'll do is I will pull with my fingers and stretch the outer edge. We'll have to do it now to the both edges until it gets to the point where it's going to fit. So you keep stretching it. Now this is just a preliminary stretch. We'll do it now to the other side here as well. And then we will come back here and we'll glue it into place. Now we will take Craftsman contact cement and we will apply it to the edge as you see me doing here. Be very liberal with this. And we'll do it all around the edges. Next, we will apply the same cement to about 1/4 or 3/8 of an inch along the sides and the bottom of the front part. And after we have applied a liberal line of this along the sides and the bottom, we'll set it aside to dry until it gets tacky. After the cement gets tacky, we can start sticking it together. And be very careful now as you come to this corner. We want to make sure that everything fits okay. You go around the corner, go up the side. Now we'll do the same thing to the other side. Being very careful as we go around this corner to make sure that we get a good fit. And now our gusset is glued in place. The next thing we need to do is do a little trimming. You'll notice it's a little bit longer on both sides. So we'll just get a shears or a knife and we'll trim that to be exactly the height of the top of the pocket.